Okay, so here we are. Part 3, I believe. Part 3 of What If Female Deku was a demon queen. Now, before we start this off, I wanted to discuss something with you guys for a little bit. So, as some of you are well aware, I am quickly to me at least, approaching 1,000 subscribers. And I've had this recommendation in for a while. This recommendation is What If Female Deku Was a Ghoul. So I wanted to see if you guys would like to see that series made when I get to 1,000 subscribers. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to discuss. A lot of you wanted the ship to be Eraserhead. So that's what the ship is going to be. It's going to be Kellis and Eraserhead. Or Aizawa. Alright, so let's continue. Alright, so we'll pick up where we last left off, with Kellis giving All For One a proposition. This proposition is the creation of a better Nomu. With Kellis saying that his Nomus were fairly weak compared to her, and the fact that you thought that these things could kill All Might, it is laughable. So, I will give you this, as she opens up a portal as a villain's body falls through. As she would say, I will give you this body. This body's well suited to fit, I'd say about 4 quirks. So you come up with something that could possibly kill All Might, and I will let you have it. But if you fail to do so, your soul will be mine. Doesn't matter if you die or not, your soul will still be mine. I could just take it without you even feeling it. As All For One is basically scared of her at this point, as All For One would say, stuttering, yes, miss. As she would say, good dog. As she would then walk through the portal. Now, if you're wondering why she said to All For One, good dog, it's because All For One is basically her lapdog. All For One basically owes her. So if All For One tried to get away from her or tried to break her deal, well, you know how that will end. As Kellis is currently walking through the streets. Now I will actually hold on, scratch that. The body isn't of a random villain. It is Oboro Shirakumo's body. Yeah, so Kellis provided Oboro's body to All For One in this timeline. As Kellis is walking around, as she'd notice a young man who appeared to be in his late teens, with black untamed hair and bags under his eyes. As we all know, this is Shota Aizawa. Hold on, give me a minute. Sorry about that. As I was saying, she finds Aizawa, as she would greet him by saying hello, with Aizawa immediately snapping out of what he was thinking about, with him responding with hello back to Kellis, as he would ask what his name was. As Aizawa would say that his name is Shota Aizawa, and sorry about that, and he is a student at UA. Was Kellis saying that, well, her name is Kellis Vermilion. She made up that last name because in my world, demons don't really have last names. So she came up with the last name of Vermilion. And if this sounds similar, yes, is the sounds similar to the goddess Naruto what if. But I'm not. If you're wondering why I'm not continuing that, is because I know nothing about Naruto. So, we will, as they do, both of them begin to talk, as they would begin bonding, with Hizashi about to round the corner, and Callis sensing him, as Callis would say that she has to go, as Aizawa would say why, as he would hear Hizashi yell, Hey, Shota, you around here?" With Aizawa being immediately distracted, as Kellis would immediately disappear. With her watching from the rooftop, as Aizawa would look back to where Kellis was, as she was basically gone, with Hizashi coming around saying, "Hey, Shota, you, what are you doing?" As I would say, he was talking to someone, and then all of a sudden when he turned back around, they were gone. As Hizashi would say, "Well, come on, we're late for class." As they would both run off. With Kellis watching this, as she would think to herself, these two have a very interesting dynamic. As we'll then cut to about a year into the future, with Aizawa about to graduate from UA on. Alright, continuing, as Aizawa would basically leave UA as he did in the Vigilantes, in the My Hero Academia Vigilantes manga, as he'd basically be starting his hero career. With Aizawa just apprehending his first couple of villains as a pro hero, he would hear footsteps coming up from behind him, as he would turn around and see Kellis standing there. As Aizawa would then say, "Kellis, what are you doing here?" As she would say, "Well, I came by just to see how well you were doing as a pro hero." As Aizawa would say that he is doing fairly well, but he's not sure if he is going to be. He's not sure if he's going to be that good of an underground hero. With Kellis saying, "Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me." As she'd walk up to Aizawa, and Aizawa currently has his back against the wall, as Kellis would grab his chin, pinch it with with her index finger and her thumb, as she would say, "You are still that boy I met so long ago." With Aizawa basically turning red at this point, because remember, he's still technically a teenager. With Aizawa beginning to stutter as he's basically nearly fainting at this point. Because remember, he still hasn't gotten that hardened personality that I have in the show yet. As she would say, as Kellis would say, I look forward to watching your career from a distance. As she would then pull Aizawa in for a kiss. As she would pull back, as she would then say, ta-ta, as she would then teleport away. With Aizawa just wondering, what the hell was that? With Kellis returning to the underworld, with her high-ranking demon generals asking her where she's been, as Kellis would say, you know I'd like to take some wanderers into the mortal realm sometimes. I've started to grow fond of these quirk users. As the demon generals would say, that is brilliant, my queen, but there is something we'll need to address to you. Now, Kellis has been the demon queen in hell for about, I'd say 600, 700 years. And she has currently been the longest reigning demon king or queen. She's been the longest reigning demon, because the last demon king's reign was only for about 200 years, and the one before that was only 100. So she's been ruling hell for about 700 years now. As the demon generals would say, that it is about time that we discuss about you having an heir to your throne. With Kellis saying, an heir? Why would I need an heir? We're mortal. With the general saying that you may be immortal, but that doesn't mean you can't be killed. Because you do remember how the last demon king fell. With Kellis saying, oh yes, I fondly remember that. One of the best memories I have, actually. As the generals would say, correct. So we'll need an heir just in the instance that you do end up passing on or dying. Now, I'm just going to tell you, I'm sorry if I didn't give any of you much information about the lightning demons, but I'm going to explain it right here, because if I don't, I'm never going to explain it ever. Basically, the lightning demons are the oldest living breed of demons, and they are basically strong enough to where if they're decapitated, or they have their head destroyed, they can basically regrow it with no problem whatsoever. Lightning demons are the only exception to the execution, because they can't be killed by any other demon or mortal. They can only be killed by fellow lightning demons or angels. And due to Kellis killing all the angels, only the lightning demons are capable of killing her. And since she brought back her tribe, and they are very grateful to her for doing that, that won't happen. With Kellis saying, I think I have somebody in mind. As this is about the time before Aizawa decides to become a teacher at UE. So Aizawa does have his little stubble beard now, and his baggy eyes, and he still has his eye drops. As he's currently on top of a roof right now, as Kellis would appear behind him, as she would say, guess who it is? With Aizawa turning around, throwing his capture tape, as Kellis would catch it, as she would say, ooh, see, you've got some new moves on you. With Aizawa saying, Kellis, what are you doing here? with her saying, "Oh, nothing. I thought I might as well come back for after a while." As the both of them would begin to chat, with Aizawa asking Kellis, "How is it that every time she appears, she's always the same age?" With Kellis basically revealing the truth to Aizawa, stating that she is a demon, and more importantly, she's the demon queen, and how she basically eradicated the angels because they were posing a threat to her and her people, and the fact that she had helped the villain for a while, but she hasn't done that. She hasn't been interfering with them as much as she used to. With Aizawa taking this in, with Kellis saying, "So what are you going to do now? You going to bring me in? Let's face it, Shota, no prison on this plane of existence can hold me." With Shota saying, "You're right," and then he asked, "Why is she really here?" As Kellis would then say that her generals had said that she needs to have an heir available for in the case that she ends up passing, and that nobody else could fit the role but Aizawa, as she would then walk up to Aizawa and then ask him, "Aizawa, will you be willing to give me an heir to my throne?" With Aizawa saying, "Well, I mean, we haven't really gone out yet, so this is a bit rushing for me." With Kala saying, "So you'd like to take it slow, then?" As she didn't smile. "I like that. I do quite like that." As I would then say, "So taking it slow it is, then." As this is the beginning of Aizawa and Kellis's relationship. And that is where I'm going to end this part off. Now, for those of you who have made it to the end of the video, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek at the images I will be using for the Ghoul What If. So give me a minute. Alright, so here is the first image that I'll be using. So this will be, oh yeah, and this What If will be a vigilante one. And this next one will be a part of that What If as well. This will be her at her job, and this will be her friend right here. Alright, so that's it for the Demon Queen What If. Sorry about this. I'll probably not cut this out, so basically ignore all my images right here. Where is it? Sometimes I do forget about the positioning of my pictures on this, and it takes me a while to get the images back. Okay, there we go. That is it for this What If, and I will see you all next time.